What's up, Fantasy Freaks? It's Rob, the NRL Fantasy Freak, back with my Round 16 review. 804 points was a great score this week and pushed me into a rank of 344. It's great to be heading in the right direction, but I know there are lots of teams with higher team value than mine, so it's going to be tough to maintain this rank. But let's get into my Round 16 review, starting off with the Tigers versus the Raiders. I had May as captain and Tapani as the VC. May only played 68 minutes, which reduced his output to a meager 65 points. A bit down on his 77 average, but still solid enough. Tapani smashed out a 69 in 48 minutes with a line break try boosting his score. It was good to see Fogarty with the goal kicking back, but he only managed 44. Just no attacking stats for Fogs this game, where the Tigers took it to the Raiders. The other key talking point from this game was Latu Fainu. He scored 44 in 53 minutes, and he looks the goods. He would have likely got the starting spot this week even if Buller didn't get injured. Next up it was my Warriors, getting cleaned up by the second string Panthers. The Warriors just had an off night and the Panthers were up for it. Their second string team had a rough night in round 12, losing 25-6 to the Knights, and wanted to show what they could do without their stars. And the Warriors wore the brunt of it. But Aaron Clark still pumped out a 69 and continues to deliver. 65 minutes was good and he just continues to impress. Laban with 63 showed that if he ever gets the full-time gig, he will be a great value option. Metcalf was playing with a quad issue and wasn't at his best. Valmaga is my favourite new Warrior though. He has upped his game. 42 and 38 minutes is great. He is all action and looks to be able to create as well as dominate. JFH had a low one and doesn't look like the value I thought he could be. Next up, the Knights toppled the informed Dolphins. Herbie was the man again with 70 points without a try, and Lucas hit his average with 59 and just continues to deliver. Donahue with 59 was a great pickup, and Ponga with 50 looks to have a bit of spark back, which was good to see. Icat had a low one with 41, 5 missed tackles damaging his score, and Fletcher Sharp had the horrific injuries in the 47th minute with his head hitting the ground, and we've since found out that he has a lacerated kidney and a ruptured spleen and will be out potentially the rest of the season. But he's an easy swap to Carraz. In the next game, the Panthers took on the Storm. It was a great game with the Rabbits coming back but the Storm managing to hold on. Traumit was at it again, showing his class with a 75-point effort. 4 try assists to AJ, 3 line breaks, 4 tackle busts, and 625 kick meters. Harry Grant looks to be back with a 68. He was awesome in State of O too, so is someone I'll definitely want for the run home. Keon pumped out a 62 in another solid 80-minute effort. And Duncan with 51 keeps delivering. Howarth with 51 showed exactly why I wanted him, but with Colo making a miraculous recovery, he wasn't required. And Ali Katoa was another popular option, and he managed a 48 with no real attacking stats. My bring-in this week, Hughes managed a 45 with a try, but not much else. 569 kick meters was good to see though. I was hoping for a bit more, but he is a long-term play and hopefully he'll bang out another big score in round 18 against the hapless Cowboys. Perhaps with 43 as an option with Sharp out. He's got the goal kicking and can go big, but he's not quite top tier, so comes with a bit of risk. Aitken was my other player in this game. He managed 42 playing centre and hopefully, he's got the edge spot back, so that's good for my team. The Broncos and Sharkies was an epic match. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they let this one slip. They were the better team, but as they say, winning is a habit, and the Sharks just aren't in the habit at the moment. The big talking point of this game was the Terminator Payne Haas, 101 points in 58 minutes. Playing through the injury, he made 40 tackles, 9 tackle busts, 6 offloads to hand, and 200 meters run, which was insane. He definitely rewarded us owners big time. Hopefully it doesn't impact his future availability. Blake Brayley has hit 4 and would have been a nice pod last week. If he can sustain this form, he's definitely value, but too risky for me. Nakora with 61 has hit a hot patch with a 73 last week and a 61 this week. He's been underwhelming this year, but his fortunes along with Hines could be on the up. Hines with a 54 looked destined for a boom game, but the Broncos' resurgence put paid to that. Walsh with a 59 has put back-to-back 50-plus scores together, with the return of Mam seeming to be the catalyst. AFB with 53 and McInnes with 48 are doing as expected, both getting great minutes, so you'd be hoping for a bit more, but those minutes would give owners some optimism. Talakai with 42 was another great cash-out option this week. Carrigan with 40 is an option after the round 20 bye. And Dan Atkinson with 3 and 8 minutes would be awesome if either Hines or Trindle go down. Into the next game, and it was the Roosters thumping the Cows 42-8. Noah Kanatawaze with 81 points has been invaluable to those coaches that picked him up. He's definitely a unique talent and will be one we all look forward to watching for years to come. Teddy with 68 was great, as we have come to expect. His work rate is awesome, and I'm definitely glad I got him over Drinky. Savala continues to haunt those who sold when he was going to lose his spot to Walker. A 67 from him was awesome, as he beat all the notables like Icat, Foggs, Hines and Hughes. And Watson with 65 playing in the halves was awesome. It'll be another great hooker option for the run home. The young guns in Fekete and Steep are showing that they do not look out of place in the NRL, but not really options at this stage of the season. ZDC looks to be way down the pecking order, only getting 12 minutes, even with Wong getting a bad knee injury and going off after 18 minutes. The other big fantasy notable of this game, Drinky, proving why I held off on him all season. I just didn't trust him, and more importantly, the Cowboys. 31 points sees him drop another 46k and is priced at 41, averaging 46. With a B of 69 this week, we could wait, but they've got a decent run, and with the Titans up next, it seems like a good time to jump on. In the last game of the round, the Eels without Moses and Brown dominated the Titans, who lost JC early to an HIA. Scoring 12 and dropping 54k, making him a great pickup in round 19. Other fantasy notables in this game, Fermor with 55 is a great centre option, and Big Tino with a 24 to help drop his price so we can pick him up cheap in round 19. Looking at the data for the top 1k, the average score was 787, almost the exact same as last week. But the range of scores was far less volatile, ranging from 660 to 920, so only a 260 point spread compared to last week's range, which was 460 point spread. The average squad value is 14.369 mil, which is significantly higher than my 14 mil. But lots of points will be getting benched with only playing 13 players each week, so it's more important to have the right players at the right time. The average trades dropped 0.9 from last week, from 7.7 to 6.8, which is in line with the one trade that I made. Looking at the round 16 trades, it was a week to hold. But there was one clear target this week, and it was Jerome Hughes with 226 trade-ins. The lure of an 80-plus score was too good to resist. His Storm counterpart, Eli Katoa, was the second most brought in, with new owners hoping both of these players benefit from the Storm run home, and the form that sees them sitting in third on the table. I was surprised to see Jazz as the most traded out player, as he seems valuable for 18, but I guess 75 coaches had got enough use out of him to move him on. Cleary at number 2 with 68 trades outs, including myself, made sense with him not goal kicking. He's playing under an injury cloud and has a tough matchup against the Dogs and then a bye with Origin, so he was a pathway to strengthen the scoring team for the next 3 matches. Looking at my trade plans for this week, they're pretty straightforward. Sharp and Campbell out, we need reinforcements at the back. Sharp to Carraz is a no-brainer. The second trade was a bit more difficult, but I've landed on LKT to Drinky. Why sell LKT when he has a BE of 14? The main reason being I have Fogarty and Hughes in the halves and I have a better option to trade to in 18 in Latu Whainu if I need a half that week. Being able to use ZDC at hooker and push Jazz to the middle and Couchman to edge means I can handle an out in the hooker, mid or edge position without having to burn a trade next week. At this stage, making money is not as important to me as being as efficient as possible with trades, as we know they'll be so valuable. Making 2 this week leaves me with 5. Looking at the run home table, which has been updated with the current standings, we can see the Warriors still comfortably have the softest run home. And then the Panthers. The Storm has dropped from 6th to 10th, making the Storm players less appealing. The Titans have jumped from 11th to 6th, which bodes well for Big Tino in round 19 and JC owners. Carraz's Bulldogs are 7th easiest, which bodes well for his chances of attacking output. And the Cowboys are 9th, which isn't the greatest, but I expect Drinkwater and the Cowboys to finish the season strongly. It's good to see Clifford back in the team, and with the Origin stars back, they'll be looking to return to winning ways against the Titans. The worst run home is still the Seagulls, which will make selling Jazz, Garrick and Turbo in 19 easier. And the Knights have the second worst run home, so I don't expect too much for the Ponga believers. So this is how the team lines up for round 17. Clark at hooker, Mr. Consistency Terrell May as captain. It's a coin flip between May and Colo. Pick your favourite, I think. Haas and Tapani round out the mids. I've left the VC on Tapani as he plays the earliest out of him, Haas and Colo. Aiken and Colo at edge. Katoa and Foggs in the halves. Herbie and Lucas in the centres. Carraz, Drinky and Turbo at the back, with Couch, Hughes, Garrick and Tavanga to round out the team. I can do ZDC to someone in an emergency if there happens to be a late out. Probably a centre or wing fullback cash out option, as I need one for round 18. That's it from me. Good luck everyone heading into round 17, and I'll see you in the next one. If you made it to the end, let me know who you're going to captain and why.